unfortunately hasn't got very good reports from my relatives, friends, and acquaintances who have visited this in the past. Primarily, they have mentioned that the probability of seeing a tiger is very, very low. Primarily because the park is a very big one and the density of tigers is low. But now from some experience, I know that the density of tigers is not a barometer for seeing a tiger because it is a random occurrence. So after having done a lot of parks and at least having heard about the beauty of this park, I decided to take a chance.
We chose Kanha for the terrain actually, and we were expecting it would be too hot, but out of nowhere, it was a great experience. It was full of lush green sal trees, which give you a nice, I wouldn't say chill breeze, but it is much better than the other national parks.
The prime reason why we chose Kanha is purely for the landscape. And being it is at the peak summer, and you don't see there's actually like a summer weather in the forest. Forest is completely covered with the lush green, and there is meadows, like grasslands. That's the main reason why we picked up Kanha.
So Kanha is rightfully known as one of the most beautiful jungles, apart from the premier tiger safaris in India. What sets it apart in terms of beauty is the lush green, moist deciduous forest, which actually keeps the jungle literally green throughout the calendar, and it's as beautiful in terms of the light and the effect it has on trees. In case you have been to Corbett or Dikala more precisely, I think it ranks more or less at par with that. It's a beautiful jungle, I would say.
The landscape was very pretty, very pretty. I have been to Tadoba before and also to Pench in India, and I've been to South Africa also. This was very different from all the other places. Very, very lush green. So in terms of forests, okay, I haven't been to too many places in India, but I definitely felt that this was one of the prettiest forests that I have seen.
The giant gores, the barasinghas, which are of course very unique to Kanha, the spotted deer, the sambar deers, then we saw the monitor lizard, which was again a surprise, and I'm so happy to know that it's a Bengal monitor lizard. Then of course we saw the barking deer, we saw mongoose, wild boars. These are the animals that I can recollect at the moment. As far as the birds were concerned, of course, unfortunately I don't have a very good memory of the names of the birds, but we saw many, many birds. The ones which are most memorable, of course, was an eagle, then a honey buzzard, a couple of honey buzzards we came across. Then, of course, the drongo, the roller, kingfishers. Yes, these were the birds that I recall, and of course the egrets, which were omnipresent.
The one main reason why we chose Kanha is to see the barasinghas, because you don't see barasinghas anywhere else, swamp deers anywhere else in India, but only in Kanha, and they're more endangered than the tigers, and their head count is comparatively less than the tigers. So we wanted to see them in the wild, and we had a good sighting of those. Plus we get to see a good amount of tigers, leopard, sloth bears, and a good amount of birds as well. It was a really good experience.
Hornbill, I have never seen a hornbill before, and I didn't knew they exist here, and we had a sighting of the hornbill. And of course, as compared to the other forests, I thought the sighting of a leopard and a bear is comparatively less here, but we're lucky enough to spot a bear with 2 cubs and a leopard.
One moment I really enjoyed was point wherein we were driving through the jungle, and there were a group of vultures on a treetop, and then we were actually looking at the vultures, but then there was a jackal down scavenging on a leftover animal, and when we approached the point, which a call picked up his bone and it ran. It was a really good sighting, compared, good and plays in all the elements. That was a really good sighting, so we enjoyed it.
And he positioned our car so precisely in a very strategic place where we could see the whole fire line. And waiting for the tiger, getting the calls, and then he appeared. Then again we thought, okay, he's probably going to cross the fire line and walk across to the other side. But then this tigress gave us an amazing display. She decided to walk towards us, and by that time the road was full with cars. Unperturbed, she just walked down. What a catwalk! And down the slope. So by the time she came close to us, it was like, eye level.
So on our fourth safari, to be precise, we were slated to go to a zone known as Kisli. And Kisli also goes from Mukki Gate, which itself is one of the zones and closest to the property. The moment we entered Mukki zone on our way to Kisli, there was a leopard literally hiding in the bushes next to the road. That's about a distance of 10, 12, 15 feet on the higher side. And that was of course a memorable sight because nobody had expected such a sighting. The leopard gave us a good view and then slipped behind in the bushes. We waited and it was going in the reverse direction. Finally it crossed a jeep from behind where it was caught even on the video. So that was very memorable, being unexpected, and of course the rarity that it brings to such a sighting.
So, I really liked this Nature's Groove, the place we stayed in, primarily because of the tent that we lived in. It harked back to various pleasant memories of other places I've stayed in tents. Also, the infrastructure was very good, and the fact that it's bang in the middle of the forest and it's very green, with birds chirping and waking us up in the morning, and various small, animals, and then the resident 3 Cocker Spaniels. They were charming. So I quite liked the hotel and the infrastructure of the hotel.
So we stayed at Nature's Groove. What sets it apart from most other properties is that it's got tented accommodation, like we've had in some other places out of India. The tents were very well equipped, along with an AC, neat and clean bathroom, and almost all the amenities that you will see. Otherwise also the property is new, and the people working, apart from being helpful, are very enthusiastic in learning from suggestions given by tourists, both in terms of the cuisine that needs to be done, as well as the overall environment of this location. And it's improving, they're coming up with this good swimming pool. I saw a volleyball court being dug up and done as we stay, and as we speak it's ready. So it's a good property. You can actually enjoy outside, sitting on a jhula or having your dinner outside. But otherwise also it's fairly well stocked and a good one. People are very good, very helpful.
So the drivers they are very knowledgeable, and especially Pradeep, the driver. As I said, the last safari, which we were, we were looking for the DJ and the cubs, but then we had no signs about the sub-adult cubs of DJ. But then we tried to go to the spot wherein there is the Teddy Pooch might be there. It so that we were the last jeep to go to the open area, wherein we again had 20 jeeps in front of us, and the tiger was in a far distance and we could not really spot her. But then the driver Pradeep, he was so aware, and that he said that the tiger would come into the open area, so we better move ourselves first and place the jeep there. And so it did. So it is about the self-awareness of the ecosystem, the tiger, and this knowledge about the landscape played a key role in spotting the tiger. So we told that let's back off a bit, go to the open terrain, let's position ourselves so that we expect the tiger to walk in front of us. And so it did. And we were the first jeep to position, and we had a really good sighting. And it was a wonderful memory of Teddy Pooch. Credit goes to diver and his incredible knowledge about the terrain and the animal.
And even the naturalists were so good, and he was saying by the pug marks of the tiger, we were looking for pug marks of the tiger, and he said there was a chances of bear crossing this way, and when we move ahead that way, that's where we spotted a bear and a 2 cub. And I've never seen, by looking at the terrain and confirming there is a bear.
So this is my 4th consecutive safari with Wilderness Expeditions with Shashank Birla. And the primary reason, of course, are some inherent characteristics that Shashank Birla possesses as a human being. The one that is most important to me is his polite, gentle and decent demeanor, which really engages his customers. Then he has this relentless customer focus, which makes each and every customer or client of his seen and heard. And of course, the third thing, which is extremely important, is his domain expertise. I have always learned new things in each of his safaris, and I hope to learn a lot more when I go on future safaris with him.
As I said, there were zero expectations, and at the end of the day, I can say it was brilliant. I mean, Shashank, you're so young, but you've got so much experience, wealth of knowledge. You are able to spot birds and animals as well, if not better, than many of the guides. So yeah, you're a great spotter, and you're a treasure house of information on the forests and the wildlife. So yeah, it's been very rewarding experience going on this safari with you.
Amazing safari, guys. If you would like to in fact join us on our safari tours and expeditions, please do connect with us on the platforms mentioned below. And if you'd like to know more on India's wildlife and our protected areas, please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.